welcome to a brand new episode of Connecting During Crisis. My name is Joseph Luciano, and alongside with Miss Karaoke Queen, Michelle Clark. How you doing, Michelle?
Hello, how are you this evening?
Also, we got a special guest today. His name is Pastor Lydell Douglas. Please introduce yourselves.
Yes, Pastor Lydell Douglas. Greetings. Good evening. God bless. Hope everybody's doing well.
Oh,
Hmm?
awesome. Also, okay. The topic on this episode is celebrities. Hmm, you guys like celebrities, guys?
Celebrities.
I know you guys do.
Yes,
I got a
yes,
question
yes.
going on from Pastor Lydell, and then get to Michelle. The first one I'm gonna do is, if you met your celebrity, very favorite celebrity, what will you be? What will be your reaction?
Okay, well, I pondered over that question a couple times, and I said, there's so many of them. How do you narrow them down to one? So I actually have two that I would really want to select as, my favorite celebrity. However, the excitement in seeing them obviously would be able to celebrate, their life, adventures and the things that they've accomplished. So mine would be in the movies. Okay, so the movies that I really look towards as a celebrity. So I didn't think music would be one, but celebrities in terms of making an impact and making a change, keeping true, to their identity, and bringing forth a message, that in the movie it helps us to, see ourselves a little better, and certainly it would relate to us on our journey as Black African Americans. So you didn't ask me for a name, right? So am I to mention the name?
Hey,
That's up to you.
it's up to
Okay, all right. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead. It just came off the top of my head. It was out of my heart. And I'm a little bit older than you guys because I'm 874 months old. So that puts me in, the seventh decade. So I really can go way back and look at some of those celebrities. But two of them that just passed away, and I'm going to mention Cicely Tyson
Mm.
and also Sidney Poitier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So those you see, because I look at them as being not only role models but pioneers. Okay, as celebrities. So my reaction to them, to meet them on the red carpet, or in celebrating their life, adventures and things of that nature, I would be excited, and just to sit and just observe the things that they have done over the years. Because if you look at Sidney Poitier, I don't know, Joey, are you old enough to know him?
sure. Go ahead, and say it. Go ahead.
Okay, so you don't know who Sidney Poitier is.
I heard a little bit. But just
Okay, okay. Well, he just passed away. I believe he was 93 years old, and he was an awesome actor. And he set the stage and was a pioneer and being an actor because he paved the way for many other actors to follow in his footsteps. And he had to deal with racism. He had to deal with prejudice. He was actually born in the Virgin Islands, and there's two movies that I like to mention, and that is To Serve with Love. That was an excellent movie, and where he was a school teacher, and he was in London, and he was they were kind of like rebels, like I was in school, and he really was an excellent teacher, and I think they portrayed him, in being a black teacher in a white school and some of the things that he had to deal with. Uh, so that was, one of the things, or one of the movies that I really enjoyed watching. How he took control, how he kept his poise, and then again, you had to look at his lifestyle. He was married. You never heard anything about him, being under the radar for anything out, for unscrupulous things. All right. And so, Sidney Poitier, he was an excellent actor. He brought messages across to us where we can pretty much understand the challenges of life. And In the Heat of the Night was another movie that he was popular for, where he was a detective. And he had to go down into the southern parts of Georgia in the early 60s. And if I had to say anything more about that, then you really don't know what it was like. He had to deal with Jim Crow.
Yeah.
He had to deal with prejudice. And he was actually a lieutenant, or a detective rather, to kind of like CSI and find out the whodunit. And he did it in such a way where he maintained his character and his presence and his pride. When people talked about him, he made sure that they knew his name. He said, "My name is Mr. Tibbs." So we had other names back in those days that you remember, or if you can relate to, obviously. So I don't know how much time I got, but yeah, those were the two movies that I really enjoyed. Sidney Poitier. If you've never seen any of his movies, To Serve with Love, and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner is another one where he was dating a white woman in the 60s. And he had to deal with prejudice even in that arena. And he did it where I don't even know how frequent you would see that back in the 60s, but he had to win her parents over. And he did it because they respected him. And I think when I think of Sidney Poitier, I could say that he was one to respect, because he didn't take those roles that were, vampires and, a cowboy and all that, crazy stuff. Yeah. But he sent across a message of respect, honor, dignity, character. And he led that on stage and off stage. So I didn't mention Cicely Tyson because I didn't know how much time I have. So if you want me to stop and let Miss Shelley Fresh come in, that's fine.
That's Michelle Clark, but yes.
Well,
Shell Fresh, okay.
Well, same person, one and the same.
Okay.
But I agree with you about Sidney Poitier. I love that man. I saw a couple of his films. I am old enough to know who he is.
Okay. Well, thank goodness. I thought about it and I said, well, it's too late now.
No. I mean, hey, those films are still being played. Yes. I do remember him in what is it? Lilies of the Field.
Yes.
Where he's like traveling around, just traveling around, and he comes upon a bunch of nuns.
Yes.
And nuns, they speak a little bit of English. They're Germans or something. Right. And he knows German. Mm-hmm. Okay. And he understands them very well, but they were like, "We just want you to work." And he's like, "For what? I'll help you out. All I needed was a little water from my car, Right. But they were like, "You're sent from God to help us." And what they wanted was church built.
Yes, I remember.
And it's how he dealt with them. They weren't exactly sure of him. But yet he was like, "Listen, all right, I'll work for you one day. I'll work for you 2 days.
Right.
Thank you for the food. Thank you for the handled everything." And how the ending, not only did he reach out to the nuns, he reached out to a whole community that didn't speak English.
Yes.
I think it was in a Mexican town, but the nuns were German.
Okay. Yeah. How about that?
The nuns were German. But yet they were like in a mix, he transformed them as well. First, it was just him and the nuns working on his church. Next thing you know, he got everybody to help out
and participate. Yes.
And at the end, they were like, don't leave. And he was like, "I don't want to leave either, but I did leave my mark." And I was like, I love that film. I love that man. If I had met him, I think I would cry. I think that would be my reaction. Just thinking about that movie. And there was another movie in the 70s. It's called Brother John.
Okay.
It was kind of weird.
I'm so glad you're in the pocket. You sure are. Yes.
It was kind of weird. And there was another one in the 50s where he's a doctor.
Okay.
And I'm like, go on, because this is the time. And it showed
he was breaking trends.
Yes. And it showed racism in the film.
Yes.
Because he saves the life of this guy.
I'm gonna tell you something, Michelle. My favorite. I'm gonna tell you something. Remember? Do you watch the old? It's a recent one. Black Panther. There you go. Black Panther.
I haven't seen it.
I encourage you to watch that movie. That's a good one. And also the guy that passed away. Plays that passed away, by the way. You know.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. Prostate cancer. Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And also recently, I find out one is my favorite wrestler that passed away this past week with 3 heart attacks and then possibly a lot of drinking going through. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep.
Yeah, that was what I watched that documentary this week from Peacock. I was like,
okay.
Whoa, that's no wonder why something came up. Because he was in the. May I tell you something? He was in the middle of the wrestling ring, drinking. It was not a storyline. He was really drinking. People had to tell him back up and leave.
Isn't that against regulations and for wrestling? You're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
If you do it outside the ring, no one cares. But I think it's part of the sport rules, isn't it?
I would think so. Yeah. Because that's part of the drug and alcohol and the drug testing. That you would have that in your bloodstream. That would nullify you from even being qualified to fight or whatever it is that you would do. So that's
really like, I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Wow, his name was Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon. He was a wrestler back in the 90s. He debuted in 1992. That time, yeah.
Okay. So are you using him as your celebrity?
My favorite, he's my favorite for now. Yeah.
What's his name again?
Scott Hall. Yes.
Okay. I didn't follow wrestling. I'm actually I'm into MMA now. So So, but I thought that wrestling was artificial. I never thought it was real. They always, I don't think so.
I think I fell out of wrestling by the time the 80s rolled around. I think the last time I really paid attention was like the Hulk Hogan era.
Okay.
That's so far back.
Right.
And then I kind of like, it's so fake, all this drama, so-called drama. They're reading from a script. It was
staged.
Yeah. And sometimes it was just so obvious. And it was like, you're not wrestling. You're just, and then all this hype. Yes. Look at that. And I was bored. I was like, so I stopped watching it.
It never really interests me. Sorry, Joe. I can't co-sign that.
Don't worry about that. I'm down. I'm in question 2 right now. If you were able to invite your favorite celebrity to an event, what would it be?
Okay. Since I went first,
I'm
gonna let Miss Fresh go first. How's that?
Okay.
Barbecue.
I'm a gentleman.
Thank you very much. I would invite them to a barbecue. I'm like, okay, I know y'all used to this rich food and all that kind of stuff. Come down home. I would have you come sit in my backyard. I would have a barbecue. Okay. I would have limited people. I mean, I know, everybody wants to tell their friends and family, hey, look, I got so-and-so coming to my house.
Okay.
But I wouldn't do that. I would be just like Hollywood, limited people, maybe 2 other people that I know and can trust.
Okay.
And then we'd have this sit down and barbecue, eat and talk and possibly watch some TV, play some games and give them a down home good time.
Okay. Okay.
And that's it. No, I don't drink, so there won't be any of that. Lemonade, iced tea, water balloon fight if you want to.
Okay. Okay. So it'll be a fun event.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I would love to have Earth, Wind, and Fire and Patti LaBelle come to my.
All right then. Well, you must have some pull, or some
No.
some. Okay, well, that's a wishful thinking, right?
Yeah, I have no pull as far as that is concerned. I do have a friend that is close to them, but she's like, "Sorry, kid, we're friends, but I can't." I'm like, "Okay, say no more." So I don't follow through. I just have a dream. That's all.
Okay, okay. Well, that'd be good. A good little fun event. That's great. Well, if it's my turn,
yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna stick with Sidney Poitier, and I would invite him to be a motivational speaker.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
What? Yeah, because I think, with what he went through and how he lived his life, his character, his integrity, the things he had to fight through and for, people need to know his journey, and to sit with these young people who don't know who they are. They don't know the struggle. They don't know even Black history. I like to tease my grandkids, or even people who are, Black history, right? I ask the question, do you know who the first Black person who won the Nobel Peace Prize? And of course, nobody will know that, because that's it.
Won't go, they don't know anything beyond that. And I agree with you. If Sidney Poitier could come to a school or a church, anywhere to do motivational speaking and bringing history to life, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that's an event that they have on BET, and I think it's the celebrity, where their celebrity, they call it whatever the word is that comes after it. I'm trying to remember the word. Celebrity achievements. Okay, Lifetime Achievement Award. Okay, that's it. Bang. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Your intelligence, and the parameters you set, because there's some things that they just couldn't say and do around me, because I am a Christian and I had to set some examples. But I think them being someone that I could look up to and say, I can do that. You can look at Muhammad Ali, despite his journey, the whole story. He was another one, his example. So yeah, for me, the most important celebrity I would choose, and since I only had a chance to choose one, I mentioned Cicely Tyson, but yeah, it would be Sidney Poitier for all those reasons and more.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I wish if I had a celebrity like that, I would take him out to the theme parks, family picnics, and every other locations to get together, fellowship, interact, networking, computers. That's how I've been.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The last question I'm at: if you decide to follow in the footsteps of your favorite celebrity, do you think she will be willing to help you do so?
I think Sidney would help.
No question about it.
I think he would, if he said, "Hey, yes," his first words would be, "Yes, I'll help you. If I can't bring you along, I'll at least find a way to get you there some way, or put your foot in the door." I think he would help a lot. Patty, I don't know. Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know.
I believe too, based on what I was saying about Sidney Poitier, certainly he's a pioneer. And there's one word that applies to both Cicely and the Sidney Poitier, and that is both of them lived into their 90s. Okay, you know that.
They did.
And that word is wisdom. Wisdom. Mm-hmm. They had wisdom. I remember as a young child, we were always told, to listen to our elders. Okay. And because with wisdom comes understanding, because we can see their journey. They can share with the do's and the don'ts. Don't do this, don't do that. I think, even in living in those days of Jim Crow, I talk to my wife sometimes, and I said, how would we handle living back in the 50s with our people getting hung and, living as slaves and everything? I mean, I just can't imagine, living in that kind of arena in those times. But my wife said, no, they had to shoot me because I'll be fighting. They ain't gonna do that to me. But the wisdom that comes, with the years, help us to be able to, hone our skills, our gifts, our talents, and to because you gotta know they went through a couple things. They went through a thing or two, in their life. And so what I would get, and sure they would help us because that wisdom is passed on to us, and it gives us, footsteps to follow.
Yes.
And it's the right footsteps. Okay, it's not the in error footsteps, because sometimes our models aren't good models, but for them, I would say they definitely would, and they have.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Some technical difficulties. I'm glad to join you guys for the last few minutes. Interesting conversation. Joe, you don't have that much time left, do you?
Just keep talking. Don't worry about
it. I thought about the question. I don't really have any particular celebrity that I say, man, I want to just meet, whatever. Maybe when I was a kid, whatever, maybe it was. But I'll tell you, a person that I did meet, and he's still around today, he's actually a motivational speaker. And a lot of you probably, you may have heard of him, may have not heard of him. He's more on celebrity status now, but his name is Dr. Eric Thomas. And the reason why I like him is because I've never thought about motivation. I've never sat down there and listened thoroughly to somebody give a motivational message until I started listening to this guy. And so I followed him for a while, and when he does events here in the city, or I try to volunteer and help out. But if I was to meet anybody, I'd already met him, so that's no big deal. But I'm glad I met him because, he's not only a person that that's real positive, or a person that I really enjoy the things that he's shared and the work that he's done, but also if I need to get somewhere, I could probably talk to him and he could lead me in the right direction. So that's, if I was to meet anybody, and again, I met him already, so that's fine, whatever. But if I never met him, then that's somebody that I would, like to meet again, whatever. But as far as like celebrity, I just don't have anybody like, yeah, that's the person I got to meet, whatever. Somebody, Muhammad Ali, I think that was you, Pastor, brought up Muhammad Ali was a great person. I like the work that he's done. I like, it's so funny. I thought about it earlier. There are a lot of people, a lot of Black artists that have received not recognition, but have done a lot of work over the years and gotten to the top levels of their industries. And I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that in the entertainment industry, music, acting, business. So I'm happy to see those things, but it's not like, yeah, I'd love to meet these people. If I was at an event and I met somebody, that would be great. And if they could lead me in the direction I need to go, then that's awesome, whatever. But it's nobody that comes to mind except for the person that I've just shared with you guys.
That's awesome. Final remarks,
Well, I met a few people in my life by accident, but meeting people, all in all, celebrities are still human beings just like us. They eat and sleep like we do. They bleed blood like we do. Yes. But it's just that some of them just take their status a little too far. They think, well, I'm above you because I make this, I did this by myself. No, you didn't. You know what I mean? Space in order for them to get that money, but for them to be certain ones being high and mighty over it. No, they should be grateful that we did that.
That's good, Michelle. I'm sorry. That's good. Got final remarks, Pastor Lydell?
I think when we look at a celebrity, we have to look at their carbon footprint. What are they leaving behind? You know, what is your end going to say on your tombstone in terms of how, you know, you really helped to bring somebody along the way, along the journey. And so when we think sometimes of intelligence, okay, Albert Einstein says intelligence, okay, in itself may be limited, okay, but your imagination can carry you throughout the globe. So that's what I think, you know, Portier could present to us. Even after he's gone, he set that blueprint for us to follow, and we need more of them like that. You know, there's some that are, you know, you gave me celebrity, but you know, there's other teachers. Okay, when you think about pastors and you think about parents, you know, you think about, you know, even family. Like you said, the doctor Thomas. I don't know if he's from Philadelphia or whatever, but even in my life, there was someone said, you can do it. Okay, you can make it. Okay, you know, you don't have to settle. Okay, and I think a lot of the young people, they're settling for, you know, the short term, you know, with drugs and, you know, and not really, you know, excelling in the STEM, you know, science and technology and engineering and mathematics. You know, those are the things that I think when we look at our future, we had to find somebody that we can mentor, like you, Joey, like you, Miss Fresh, like you, Mr. Lee, that we can carry along the way, that we can mentor, because we need help. Our children need help. You know, they need direction.
That's
So
good. That's good. That's good. Um, Martin, more time before I wrap it
I
up.
don't have any. I don't have any extensive remarks. Just just a good topic tonight. Um, Something to think about actually, because it's like you said, it's like Pastor said, it's teachers and pastors, and it's all different types of people. Who's out there, who's out there. There's people out there to help, and there's people out there doing different things that are modeling different things that we can look at. So it's something that we just something to just look forward to, especially excuse me, especially nowadays, whatever we look for examples, whatever, and it's all around us. So I'm happy for that, and like I said, pretty good topic as always, Joe.
Oh, thank you, Martin. I appreciate that. This is Joseph Luciano, Michelle Clark, Martin Lee, and our special guest, Pastor Lydell Douglas. Thank you for tuning in on Connecting During Crisis. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
all right, thanks for having me on.